Indeed, welcome to Weekend Prime, and that is the man who's on top of the world tonight. We're celebrating him, Collins Injera, the world's 7th top try scorer with 231 tries. Definitely a huge and remarkable performance there. A lot of tweets have been going out with people congratulating him, and of course Team Kenya, and it takes a team to be able to have that kind of an achievement. And it was his brother, Humphrey Kayange, who he plays with, that handed him the ball to the try, and of course after that he ran to the crowd, ripped his shirt, threw it to his father. Quite a remarkable day it was for Collins Injera and Hongera to the Kenya 7th. And so it's on that story where we begin the bulletin tonight. Collins Injera stamped his name in history books after becoming the top try scorer in the World Rugby 7th with 231 tries. Injera got the all-important try against France in an encounter that Kenya lost 21-12. And as they say in rugby lingo, well in, Collins Injera, well in. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has asked leaders from northern Kenya to forget the Wagala massacre, which represents the worst human rights violations in Kenya's history, and instead focus on how the region could be developed to catch up with the rest of the country. The president also told the leaders the government will not backtrack on its resolve to repatriate the Somali refugees, citing national security concerns.
Tumeishi nao kwa muda mrefu. Imefika wakati na kwa heshima hatutaki kuwasukuma kwa vibaya kwa sababu ni jirani. Ni jirani. Na jirani hatutaki aondoke na hasira. Lakini tunatoka aondoke na roho safi akijua ya kwamba jirani amemchunga na amemlinda, lakini wakati umefika aende akajenge kwake.
A mother and her 4 children were this morning buried alive following a massive mudslide in Chepgabai village along the Nandi escarpment on the border of Nandi and Kakamega counties. The mudslide occurred at about 1 a.m. following heavy rains in the region.
Chepgabai village along the Nandi escarpment on the border of the counties of Nandi and Kakamega weeps. A massive mudslide occurred slightly an hour past midnight, and in the trail of its destruction left a mother and her 4 children buried alive. Residents tell us danger has always stalked this place. Those we speak to tell us they want both county governments to relocate them.
Niliamuka paka yani nikaanguka. Nilisimama kwa nyumba. Alisema kuja haraka tuende huko. Ndio tunakuja. Naona watoto yangu wanakufa yote. Ninazunika hata hakuna nguvu, nilifikiria sana.
Nasema serikali mtusaidie kwa maana mawe inatoka huko juu inafika hata kwa mama inakuhamia hapa kwa shamba. Sasa tunasema mtusaidie.
Tulisimama kwa muda lakini hatukutoboa. Tulijaribu tuwezavyo juu na chini lakini hatukuweza.
Kwa nyumba zetu zote maji imeingia ndani. Hata hiyo poromoko imechukua hata shamba yangu tena.
Human settlement and activity has had devastating consequences here. In the rainy season, mudslides are bound to occur, as they have in Kuvasali and Kumange. A long-term solution must suffice.
We really need to look for a way of evacuating these people and then planting trees to prevent the landslides from occurring again.
We are setting up a unit to deal. Our special programs will deal with this situation.
The Red Cross team and the Department of Health carried out an evacuation and clearing of the mud rubble. The bodies of the family were retrieved and taken to Kakamega County Referral Mortuary. Dorcas Wangera, KTN News.
So many will argue that politics is prestigious, and for many leaders, the sky is always the limit, in the sense that the higher you climb, the more powerful you become. However, that is not the case with one member of parliament. A sitting senator has declared that she will be contesting for a ward representative position during the 2017 general election. Yet, yes, that is from the Senate to the County Assembly. So why that decision? Well, here's our political affairs reporter Duncan Hayamba with that report of Senator Godliver Omondi.
Meet 44-year-old Senator Godliver Nanjira Omondi, who has opted to take a route not any politician would envisage, that of contesting a seat lower than their current office.
I'm coming from the Senate to go to the County Assembly as a member of County Assembly. that is an MCA.
Omondi says her decision has been largely informed by the numerous challenges she continues to face in her quest to effectively serve Kenyans at the grassroots level, despite the money, power and influence that comes with her current position.
I want to be where resources are. I account what I have done with the resources that have been given. That is the reason that made me to calm down, to make a decision that I should calm down. I don't want titles. I don't want big salary.
The ODM-nominated senator, who is also the national chair for persons living with disabilities, will be vying for the Holera ward seat in Matungu constituency, Kakamega County, and discloses that majority of senators will be switching to either run as governors or members of the National Assembly. Reason being
challenges that are in that house. The Senate is like at the mercy of somebody. And that mercy, somebody that the Senate is at the mercy is the National Assembly. You see, even facilitate, even budget allocation, it's the National Assembly to decide. They can decide to give you or not to give you.
Godlive Omondi is a fighter. In 2013, she moved to court to fight and have her current position after being initially shortchanged on the nomination list presented to IEBC, a legal battle that lasted for 6 months until October 2013, when she was sworn in as senator.
Lucky enough, I had made the copy, I had printed out the first Gazette notice that showed I was number one. Because after being told that you have been shortchanged, when I went to the website, IBC website, I find that I was now number 2. They have posted now a new list.
And as they say, once bitten, twice shy, Omondi is already firing warning shots.
I know there are strategies to shortchange me at the last minute. And I just want to tell them, dare you. Dare you play with my votes.
She says her conscience is clear, so is her mission and vision as she embarks on a journey to plunge into elective politics. Duncan Hemba, KTN News.
So let's revisit one of our top stories where President Uhuru Kenyatta has asked leaders from northern Kenya to forget the Wagala massacre, which represents the worst human rights violations in Kenya's history, and instead focus on how the region could be developed to catch up with the rest of the country. The president also told the leaders the government will not backtrack on its resolve to repatriate the Somali refugees, citing national security concerns.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, together with Deputy President William Ruto, completed their 3-day visit of northern Kenya Saturday. The president held a meeting with leaders from the region in Garissa town. The Wagala massacre that took place in February 1984 at the Wagala airstrip represents the worst human rights violation in Kenya's history. According to eyewitness testimony, about 5,000 Kenya ethnic Somali men were rounded up and taken to the airstrip near Wajir. They were allegedly prevented from accessing water and food for 5 days before being executed by Kenyan soldiers. The exact number of people killed is unknown. However, eyewitnesses place the figure at around 5,000 deaths. Local and international human rights organizations have partnered to seek justice for the victims of the massacre, saying that the Truth and Justice Commission report offered such an opportunity which appears squandered. President Uhuru Kenyatta has now spoken about the massacre and urged leaders and residents to forget the past and move on.
Ni nani sasa utauliza? Utauliza nani? Ukija kuniuliza mimi mambo ya Wagala nitakujibu nini mimi? Na nilikuwa mtoto wa miaka 4. Ukienda kuuliza huyo Ruto hata hakuwa amezaliwa. Sasa utamuuliza nini ya kujibu nini? Sometimes we say let us forgive but we shall never forget, so that we are never going to make that mistake again. Yeah? But we move forward as a people. So hiyo wazee wakija hapa waambie hiyo sasa mambo tumepita.
The president maintains that the government's decision to close the Dadaab refugee camp stands due to national security concerns.
Watu wasituonee sisi ubaya tukisema hivi. Tuwasema we want good, formal, cordial relations with all our neighbors. But it must be formal, it must be structured so that we can ensure the security both of the people of Kenya the people of Somalia, and we can ensure the prosperity of our two peoples through a regulated, well-recognized means.
On Friday, the President commissioned the 132 kilovolts Kindaruma Mwengi Garissa transmission line at Garissa substation.
Serikali imetumia bilioni 3 milioni 500 ndio Garissa sasa uwe mji wa kwanza katika the former northeastern province kuwa umeunganishwa na the national grid.
Uhuru also launched the Mwangaza Mtaani project in Garissa town. The President said the project will be rolled out in all major trading centers all over the country.
Hiyo mataa itatusaidia kuweka usalama. Hiyo mataa itatusaidia pia kwa sababu biashara watu wataweza kufanya mpaka usiku.
The President opened Garissa Huduma Center, a fire station in Garissa town, and launched construction works of Nuno Modogashe Road in Garissa. The President also commissioned the Ngamia, Sankuri, Garissa Ndogo Road in Garissa town.
Ninyi watu wa Garissa na watu ya Northeastern huku tunataka sisi wote tutembee barabara moja.
The President and his deputy concluded the 3-day working visit in northeastern Kenya with a call for peace and unity. The President said no development can be realized without security. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
You're watching Weekend Prime, and thank you so much for staying with us. Before we go on break, here's a sneak preview of what to expect in your copy of the Sunday Standard tomorrow, Standard on Sunday. The big headline there is Kalonzo warning of plot to spark a war. That's the former vice president and a principal in the coalition for reforms and democracy. You also have a poll that's out conducted by Strategic Africa that is saying Uhuru is still the man to beat in 2017. That 45.4% of Kenyans would vote for him as opposed to 37.1% for Raila Odinga. Of course, there's a big news from today. Collins Injera becoming top try scorer in World 7 Series. Njoya is saying that the church is always 2 years behind Kenyans. So these and many other stories will be in the Standard on Sunday tomorrow. Be sure to grab your copy. Stay with us. We'll be back with much more. Just ahead, is Jehovah Wanyonyi alive or dead? Welcome back to Weekend Prime. Now, drama unfolded at Jehovah Wanyonyi's home state after in Uasin Gishu County when a section of believers distanced themselves from two persons who recently claimed to be Jehovah's angels and prophetesses. Here's Elvis Kosgei with that report.
A drive to Chemororoch village in Uasin Gishu County takes us to a homestead surrounded by several trees. In front of this homestead, a slightly tattered red flag is flying at a full mast on a pole. It's a normal day, Sabbath day. Our host, Eliab Masinde, the high priest of the lost Israelites of Kenya, believes Jehovah is the only God and shows us this place where important sacrifice to redeem the world is made occasionally.
Unaweza kubali, nimekuuliza wewe mwandishi. Jehovah anaweza kufa? Ninataka unifahamishe. Kama wewe unaona alikufa, wewe mwenyewe hiyo ni yako.
But there is something up his sleeve.
Tafadhali namwambia nyinyi, msikuje hapa kuhusu huyo mama analeta maneno ya uongo hapa, anachanganyisha Waisraeli wa Jehova kuleta maneno ya uongo. Hiyo ni yake. Mkitaka kusikia waandizi, mchukue aende Lodwa ama aende mahali popote.
According to Masinde, the two were excommunicated from the church long ago.
Vile Jehova alitoka hapa, alinikujia huko Lodwa huko. Kaambia mimi, enda mwambie watu mahali mimi iko. Mimi naona watu ananitafuta. Kwa kweli, kaambia mimi, enda nimetuma wewe kama Musa. Ili aliokoa na Israeli kutoka Misri. Enda ambie watu mahali mimi iko.
Huyu mama Mturukana vile mumesikia, anaongea nini? Mimi sina radio. Nyinyi anaongea nini? Mkisikia kwa masikio yenu.
Something which did not go well with Prophetess Elizabeth Akata and Angel Job Muhando.
Mungu naambia mimi, lazima mimi niambie yeye. Kwa sababu ya mambo iko kwa Biblia. Kwa Ufunuo. Ile mali ya kufunga shoka. Imeandikwa. Sasa mimi napatia malaika sasa asome sasa hapo.
Kwa sababu hawa watu wenye kutawala, watawali watu wa Mungu vizuri.
Akata says Jehovah sent them with a message to deliver to the world that will not come back on earth, but wants to meet US President Barack Obama and Pope Francis on top of water to tell them how to deliver to the world.
Alafu Mungu akakuja akasema hivi. Mwambia Uhuru Kenyatta, nimekupongeza. Tena utakaa kwa hii ufalme. Kaa na hiyo roho. Kwa sababu Mungu anasema hivi. Mmoja wa president ni Uhuru. Hakuna mwingine. Ya tano ni Yesu Kristo. Yesu Kristo lazima atatawala. Hata kama nyinyi nafanya vitu gani.
Sisi tunajua yeye ananakisi hekalu letu. Sisi tutapea hukumu yenye iko hapa.
God is there and is there and not this one. That one died as a human being.
To Masinde, the struggle to deliver the Israelites continues. Elvis Kosgei, KTN News in Uasin Gishu County.
Mombasa residents were today treated to a fun-filled day when the KTN entourage rolled into town. Fans of the station got to interact with their favorite TV personalities. During the roadshow, locals got to shake a leg and learn more about the KTN Home and KTN News channels. Fans also got to take part in a dance competition and win prizes. KTN News is now Kenya's #1 24-hour news station.
Get to show even my talent, dance, meet na Muhammad Ali and some people in KTN. I'm so happy.
Napenda KTN juu za vipindi zao na news. Na vile wao leta news yao ni classic kushinda other channels.
You're watching Weekend Prime. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's remind you our Saturday night poll. As you see it right here behind me, we're asking you whether you support Matiang'i's ban on visiting and prayer days during the third term, and this is to curb exam cheating according to him. Quite a number of your views that have come in tonight. Briefly, let me read some. Mayaya Vincent, you said no, I don't. That's all. Yes, I agree. Beverly Gaborik, you said because he is final. Paul Wasonga, whether one prays or not, if one was not book material, nothing will change. And one more, Corel Kennedy, no. Matiang'i is playing the Magufuli, no one-man show in education. And others that I will be reading towards the end of this live broadcast. Stay with us, we still have more in store for you. A colorful change of guard at the Queen's Palace. Welcome back and return on a much lighter note where we cross over to London, where you may be interested to learn that it is a huge tourist attraction when soldiers guarding the royal family exchange shifts. Now, the day guards, I beg your pardon, normally take over from the night guards at a colorful ceremony known as changing of the guard. Our special correspondent Alex Chimwada attended what's that ceremony and filed the following report.
This is Buckingham Palace. I'm here to tell you about a spectacular ceremony known as changing the guard, a ceremony that is normally a tourist attraction. Changing of the guard, also known as changing the guard or guard mounting, is the ceremony where the old guard hands over responsibility for protecting Buckingham Palace and St. James Palace to the new guard. It is one of London's most popular attractions that epitomizes the pomp and military ceremony for which Britain is famous. Spectators come from all over the world.
It's a very colorful and interesting ceremony. It brings a lot of people
It's part of the national identity of Great Britain, of course, and feeds into the cultural history of England. So it's a very important tourist event.
Mimi sasa nakuja kuona sana nakuja kuleta wageni wakija London. Unajua mgeni kutoka Kenya akiwa hajatembea hapa hawasikii vizuri. Mama yangu anakuja kutembelea sisi hapa kutoka upo Kenyona Murang'a. Akija London lazima akuje angalie hizi gada.
During the ceremony, the new guard, who during the course of the ceremony become the Queen's Guard, marched to Buckingham Palace from Wellington Barracks. As the new guard arrives, each guard carries the standard, and the trumpeters of both old and new guards sound the royal salute on the arrival of the new guard and the departure of the old guard. The ceremony lasts about 45 minutes and usually takes place daily at 11:30 a.m. from April until the end of July, and on alternative days for the rest of the year, weather permitting. And that's changing the guard right from here at the Buckingham Palace. I'm Alex Chamwada.
Welcome back to Weekend Prime. In sports news now, and Collins Injera, record-breaking was a family affair, the try at the Twickenham Stadium in London, where his parents were among the fans who watched the Kenyan score his 231 try. Lynn Washira brings us more from London.
Well, day one of the London Sevens right here at the Twickenham Stadium literally belongs to Collins Injera, who managed to score his 231st try under the watchful eyes of his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Emonyi.
It has been a long struggle. It has come a long way, and we thank God it has happened. And it has happened when we are seeing. It has happened when we are there.
That was great. I felt like I was going to fall down, but I thank God for everything. I thank God for what He has done for us today.
I think for them, coming to London as well and watching the game, it's a good thing. They really love this game, and they really support this team. So even for them, I think it's a good thing to witness such a special thing happening.
Injera's milestone was both a team effort as well as a family affair. 2 tries added by his brother Humphrey Kayange.
I think I just supported him all through the try box, and he gave me the try. I think I really thank him for that.
Yeah, it was one of those. I broke and I saw him on my inside, and I think it was a team effort. The try came from all the way from him on the inside, and I just thought it deserved to get that try.
It actually shows what brotherhood is made of. Minding about your own brothers. You are your own brothers.
We've downgraded our expectations now because we've been forced to play in the ball competition. So for us, it's just going out and trying to cleanse up.
Kenya will now face Wales in the ball quarterfinals on Sunday, hoping to end the season at least with a silverware. Lynn Washira, KTN News, London.
And before we wrap the bulletin tonight, a reminder of our Saturday night poll. We're asking you whether you support Matiang'i's ban on visiting and prayer days in third term. Matiang'i, of course, CS Education. Quite a number of you sending in your views tonight. So Sikulu S. Sifuna, you say confusion of the highest order. Matiang'i should clean top officers before coming to innocent hearts. Kalungu, you say checks and balances here and there within NEC is the answer. Supervisors and invigilators get tempted as well. My Moindi, Kevin, you say it is a build-up of activities that there's more we'll see. Ibra, your view is that you used to be my hero, but kumbe mgema akisifiwa tembo hulitia maji. Prayers are key to success is what you're telling CS Matiang'i. Peter Theuri W. Matiang'i should differentiate between prayers and exams. Next, he will ban CRE. Your views, Elkanah, on KO? Yes, candidates will therein concentrate more on their final step, which is very vital. So Elkanah there agreeing with the CS on concentration and avoiding that interaction with outsiders ahead of the exams. Team Arsenal KE, you say present decultism signal, the world is soon ending, God's people will die. Okay, that's another dramatic. Paul Wasonga, Honorable Matiang'i might have rekindled another candle for the students to steal. Dado May, yes, it's when the students ask for cash to pay the leakage last year. That's what happened because I was in high school. Mwalimu Mkuu seems to be the love story. Or you're actually commenting on Jehovah Wanyonyi's story. Seems to love the story so much. Second time we are seeing the other of the Jehovah Witnesses. Okay, let's move on to other views on big question Saturday night poll. Machario Chris Allen, you say no, the devil is real. How do you ban prayers? Nelson Morrison, yes, these occasions are some kind of distraction to the candidates. And many more of your views. Finally, Kalungu, leakage doesn't come that early. He is just denying those kids God's and parents' blessings as well. Poor kids. Thank you so much for watching Weekend Prime tonight. On behalf of the entire team that made the bulletin possible, we appreciate and always enjoy to have your company with us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and God bless.